The Nigerian economy grew by 6.81% in the third quarter of this year, up from 6.18% in the previous quarter. Now, despite the persistent challenges facing the oil sector, the non-oil sector continues to sustain the economy. In a report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, the sector recorded a 7.95% growth in real terms, compared with 7.5% and the corresponding period of 2012, and was largely driven by better performance in agriculture, financial services, and building and construction, among others. Now, for a review of this report, I'm being joined via telephone by Dr. Ayo Teriba. He's an economist and CEO of Economic Associates. Thank you so much, Dr. Teriba, for taking the time out to join us.
Good afternoon.
Now, we're looking at a higher growth for Nigerian economy in the third quarter of this year at 6.8% from 6.1% in the previous quarter. Were you expecting the economy to grow by that much?
Given the recent trend, in which the growth has been accelerating, it's a good development. It's a surprising development. This is the first quarter in recent times that you have acceleration of the growth rate compared with the corresponding quarter of the previous year. Third quarter last year was only about 6.5% in growth. So 6.81% is an improvement for the third quarter of this year over that of last year.
Now, looking at the trend also, still talking about trends, the non-oil sector continues to be the key driver for the Nigerian economy. And we usually see sectors such as agriculture, wholesale and retail services, building and materials. It looks like this is where the key strength of the growth of the economy continues to be focused on. Perhaps we could see other areas being strengthened. Why is it that we keep seeing just the sectors strengthen the economy?
The non-oil sector broadly, and that will be 32 sectors out of 33 sectors. So it's a large number of sectors, not a few sectors. Whether you are talking of agriculture or you are talking of services, you are talking of commerce, trading, all seem to have accelerated in the third quarter, which is a good thing for the Nigerian economy. Only the oil sector did not accelerate compared with the third quarter of last year. And, the problems of the sector are very well known. I think it's a good thing that the non-oil sectors are beginning to accelerate again, and it's not isolated. It's very broadly based.
Now, looking at the oil sector, particularly for oil output, according to the data put out by the National Bureau of Statistics, the average daily production of crude in the third quarter was around 2.2 million barrels per day, an increase from around 2.1 million barrels per day. Now, that's a bit interesting because, looking at newspaper headlines or what the stories we've heard of since the beginning of the year, we know that Nigeria, even on a daily basis, loses a significant amount of its oil output, and average or daily production has been put around 1.8, 1.7 million barrels per day. So do you find this conflicting, looking at the NBS saying that we actually did do 2.2 million barrels per day?
2.2 is better than what we've done in recent past, but it's not as good as what was projected, in the budget for the year. So it's good that there's improvement. We hope that they get to about 2.5 or so that they have targeted in the budget.
Okay, how can the fiscal authorities know that we already have the budget for 2014? How can the fiscal authorities key into these numbers or this data and then use it to plan going forward?
I think it's not just the fiscal authorities. Nigeria's capacity to produce is around 2.5. Theft and, bunkering and so on accounts for the reduction. I think is both security, is a security situation. It's as much security as it is fiscal, if not more security than fiscal. It's all up to the government to beef up security and ensure that Nigeria's oil output doesn't get stolen.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Teriba. We're going to have to leave it